Hello, moviegoers! Time for another episode of CritiCarter, the show where I turn you into a cinephile. I just got back from a midnight screening of the new film The Thing, directed by... Okay, I'm gonna level with you. The director's name is foreign and it's really hard for me to say, so I'm just gonna pop it up on the bottom of the screen right here. Boom.
Try it.
Oh, really? Oh god. It's... My best guess would be Matthijs van Heijningen Jr? Something like that. I don't know. Like I said, it's Scandinavian. I haven't the slightest idea how to go about pronouncing it, but for spelling's sake, it's in the tags for this video, and I'm putting it at the bottom of the screen right now. Here's the director's name. Boom. It was written by Ulrich, and it stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Joel Edgerton, Adewale, Akinnuoye-Agbaje, and some Scandinavian gentlemen whose names, while I am able to pronounce, such as Eric Christian Olsen, I could not find photos of them to include in this video. I apologize. Let me make it abundantly clear right at the outset. This is not a remake. The 2011 film entitled The Thing is the story of the American and Norwegian scientists who first uncover a mysterious creature in the ice, and while they're trying to study it, it pops out of the ice much more alive than anyone could have predicted, and the scientists soon discover that this creature is able to adjust its DNA to mimic any of its prey, meaning that it eats you and it then turns into you and goes around, masquerading as you until the opportune moment when it pounces on somebody else.
Like Ditto.
Sure, it's like Ditto, but, mean, with lots of sharp, pointy teeth. Again, prequel, not a remake. This film happens, and then the 1982 film, directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell, happens after. Please, don't call it a remake. Having said all that, unfortunately, the film does feel very much like a remake. You got your scientists in Antarctica, you got the thing in the ice, everybody's having a grand old time, pops out, starts making havoc, turns into people, eats people, there's a flamethrower in there somewhere. The first two acts of the film don't really break any new ground. Joel Edgerton basically plays Kurt Russell's character with short hair. They're both the helicopter pilot who gets to run around and do action-y things. Again, one film takes place before the other, so they're not the same character, but their purpose in the movie is pretty much exactly the same. I will give some credit to the writer, though, in that the original, there were two African-American characters in the original, and they were both written very, very stereotypically for the era. And it's the one thing I would say about the 1982 film that does not hold up over time. And aside from one quick line about the only female scientist there not knowing what sports team a certain team is, you don't really see any of the stereotypical, oh, I'm a helpless woman kind of stuff from Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character, which I really liked. And she's in there doing her job just as capably as any of the male scientists. And she's also not running around going, ah!
How's that go again?
Ah! Like she used to in the beginning of her career. When they put her in movies like Black Christmas and Final Destination 3 and, classic gems like that. The creature itself looked a little different here and there, but was still very much recognizable as the thing that we all have come to know and love from Carpenter's '82 classic. The third act does go into a couple different places that weren't explored through the first film, which I guess technically is the second film because this is a prequel, not a sequel. The 1982 version. The 2011 version goes to different places. That's all I'm going to say. Spoilers, no spoilers here. I want you all to see the movie, sort of. I'll get to that. Third act goes to some interesting new places that we haven't seen before. And if you stay through the credits, not all the way through, but just in the beginning of the credits, there is a scene that directly leads into the opening scene of the 1982 film, which I think is a very good idea on the part of the the writer and directors, to be able to watch, to have those literally be 2 films back to back like that. The first film is so just iconic and beloved even that the people who the scientists who actually do live and work at the South Pole watch that every single year as soon as the 6-month blackout starts up, which kind of seems like they're just asking for trouble, you know. Oh, we're scientists in a in an isolated facility, and we're gonna watch this movie about a bunch of scientists in an isolated facility where this giant monster breaks out and starts eating everybody and turning into people. Not my choice, but you know, whatever floats your boat. You know, I gotta be totally honest. The movie does have its flaws. I wasn't really expecting it to live up to the first one, the 1982 version. I keep saying the first one. I really need to stop that. It doesn't live up to the 1982 version, but I really do wish that it wasn't as much of a retread as it is. You know, when you tell me this is a prequel, not a remake, I want it to feel like a different movie. And because of that, I can only give this 2.5 flamethrower-wielding Mary Elizabeth Winsteads.
Wow, that's detailed.
You heard me right. Flamethrower. That's the big thing that I'll give this movie, is that we need horror films with strong female leads. You know what? We need films in general with strong female leads. I'm sick and tired of having, you know, female main characters be saddled with these, you know, cheesy romantic comedies where they have to be so weak and stereotypical. That's what the 2011 version of The Thing has going for it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and her star power. Right on.
Like Mario? Like...
Yeah, sure. Like Mario. Next week I'll be seeing... Wait. What's that? Oh, Hollywood's only giving us a cheesy religious true story and a unnecessary 3D version of The Three Musketeers and 2 sequels to movies that weren't that great in the first place? You know what? Skipping the movies next weekend. I'm going to Los Angeles. That's right. I got my plane tickets, heading out next Thursday, coming back on Sunday. I'll be full of wonderful tales about the glitz and glamour of Tinseltown.
I didn't know you were friends with Steven too.
What? Anyway.
Steven, cut that out.
Steven, cut that out.
Give me a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, because I know you did. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I've got last week's review of The Ides of March up here, and whatever I do next will be going over there. Before my next video comes out, I will be 23 years old. Because Thursday, October the 20th, is my birthday, so you want to fill my comments with birthday wishes, that's wonderful. You want to talk about The Thing, that's great too. Really anything you want to say, go ahead and say it. You know, I'm tough. I'm a big kid. I can take it.
You can take it?
Yeah, I can take it. Bring it along.
Team Carter!
Team Carter. There you go. Fade the black.